Alright, there we go. Got the recording started. Alright. Been a couple days for me, so let's see. I got myself some coffee, and let's see what we got to work on here. So I've got. Guess I'm trying to do. Oh god. Yeah, I guess that's gonna take a little bit. So okay. Where are my got my combinators. Alright, so let's. So hold on. We need copper for these ones. And gears. Let's get this all marked out first. Need a little bit of coffee. Okay, yellow belts and yellow inserters for these. Which have their own requirements. Plates and gears. So plates, gears, and circuits. Got it. What are those silly drones doing right now? Oh right, that reminds me. Do I have coverage all the way out here? No, I don't. I should get that going. That looks nice. Did I bookmark it? Yes, we did. Okay, so we have it up there. So we'll do that. Just to get it a bit started. Okay. So blue is going to need sulfur, red circuits, and engines. What's actually on? Because I'm going to turn this up. So we do not have sulfur engines on here. So to make sulfur, we'll worry about that later. Let's just keep marking some stuff. We'll come back to you. Oh, that's going to be another problem one. Blue chips, which I'm not making yet on this planet. Flying robot frames. I don't really have a build for that going anywhere. And the low density structures, I'm pretty sure I'm not making that either. Okay. Again, a bunch of stuff that I'm not making yet anywhere. That was railway, electric furnaces. Yeah, tier 1, Mark 1. Okay. These boys. Oh, 3. Okay. So the tungsten carbide, the tungsten plate, and that is molten copper. Okay. Ah, probably over here. There we go. Molten copper. Alright. red ammo, grenades, and walls. Okay. So I'm guessing the first thing I'm going to have to do is turn this up. Okay, let's cut those right there. So we have lava flowing in here, which is not fully filling. Are we? Hold on. Where did I leave my lava? Oh, right here, this one. No, it's pumping, I guess. Alright, it's probably fine. Okay, so hold on. Put you there. Nope, that's not what I want. So this right here, there we go. Go all the way up to here. For now. Okay, so I want all of that to go away. Come on. So let's figure out how I want this to go. So if I bring it along the bottom here, let's see. Is there anything else I'm going to need as is? I'll probably need to make more of this stuff to keep to the man. Why is only one side being pulled? Oh, probably because of tank nonsense. Yeah, it's probably because of that weird tank nonsense I did. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Okay. So I need to... So we do have the lava and the sulfur, which we will need. Okay. Yeah, okay, so first off, we'll bring them up and along here. I think we're going to plan this out a bit better this time. Let's do these raw resources at the bottom. We'll fold them down at the bottom first. We'll do fluids here. So we can offset them. Yeah, we could partially offset them. So we will have lava here. Or should I just convert a bunch of it into molten iron and copper? I do need molten copper at some point. Molten iron would also be useful. So right now we have the lava on the very bottom. Then we have iron. And we will have copper at the top here. And then here is our sulfuric acid. No, wrong one. This one. Because if I were to make a offset arrangement, I would want this, this, and then I could offset it like this. This might be fine. No, that's probably better for now. This will allow me to see which one's which. And then at a certain point, I don't have to keep this anymore. Yeah, okay. And then we'll give a 2 gap here. We're going to output stone onto this one. Here we will have our coal. And here we will have calcite. Where is calcite? There it is, calcite. Is that all of them? Yeah. Yeah, that is all of them. So we will okay. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to do. How long does this take to... Well, this is starting to back up. That's nice. This one's continuing to go. Because of what? This? Shouldn't be. I'm not making anything yet with it yet, so is it just that slow? How fast does this make? 0.41. Yeah, it's pretty slow. Okay, it is pretty slow. Yeah, these are very slow. So maybe I should be bringing tungsten all the way over here as well. Okay, let's set up a line to bring in tungsten ore. Because while the ore is backing up, this will not be enough to keep up. Yeah, 0.67, 0.41, and just for these three, the ones I need the science for. Oh yeah, very inadequate. Okay. And we need way more logistic drones. It is a connected network. Taking the... Oh, because I said grab a bunch of bricks. You could probably take some speed modules here. And this one we can upgrade to that. And yep. Oh, was it missing that one? It is. Ooh. Potential problem. We'll just do that. I could also add another one at the end here. We'll go with 5 here. Alright. Oh, let's just do that over there, so that those logistic boxes are cleared up. Okay. Then I want my next row here. Next column. Hold on. Right now this is 4. I might want a trash line coming back and sending to a pit. There's plenty of potential dumping spots here for lava right at the end of this column. So I don't think I have to worry about that. So I could just send the stones straight through. Alright. Okay, so we'll probably split these into 2 separate ones, or make more. What am I making with this stuff? The signs itself. This is another planet, don't worry about that. This is anywhere, don't worry about that right now. I can set up more proper manufacturing for these up there at some point. Don't have to worry about it, just need it for science. This belt can hold 15 on each side. So is that enough for this? Yes, okay. So we'll do... Okay, let's assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how far this can jump. Yep, okay. Let's put... steel at the bottom. So we'll put steel at the bottom. Then gears. Then plates. Then plastic. Then the copper plates. And then lastly, my tungsten line. Okay, and then put a wall here or put a wall. Right now the pipes won't have issue going up that far. 9, so it can cover 9 in between. Yeah, the pipes aren't going to have issue getting up. It's mostly this stuff right here that's going to have the main issue. So let's give a room of 4 spacing here. Or I need a wall just to mark it out. 4, and then right here. That gives me room for... Well, I don't think I need that much room. Well... Oh, there's one more thing I'm forgetting. I need my circuits. Yes. Yes, I need circuits for these. Not that. Nope. Yeah, I will need circuits you the only one that needs blue circuits? So you go straight into the research. Anything else needs circuitry that I gotta worry about that I might want to put up here? The rocket silo and the parts themselves. I can worry about some of this other stuff a little later. Okay. Let's clear that. Let's make some room for circuitry. Now before I do that, is there anything else that I need in a large enough quantity that I should worry about? Potentially the LDS. Potentially LDS. Okay, hold on a second. Let's see to what degree do we need material here. So that is a lot of rail. That is a lot of rail. What does it take to make rail? Alright. Steel, stone, iron sticks has a half-second crafting time, produces 2 of them. Steel plates and iron sticks. I think I can make this right next to purple without an issue. Yeah, I don't think that'll be an issue. Other than LDS and rocket fuel. But will I make that here? There's not a lot of room over here. So at a certain point I might have to curve up, probably on this edge here, to get more horizontal room. I could also potentially split it to go this way as well, if I leave enough space. Okay, so we have to start making science. So the first one I'll be able to grab is cliff explosives. That'll be useful for expansion purposes. A different option for coal liquefaction that requires electromagnetic. Yep. Okay. Productivity bonus for LDS is nice. Yeah, so probably the first thing I'll go after is the cliff explosives. And then artillery. How much better is this compared to what I currently got? Requires coal, heavy oil, and steam. Produces heavy oil, light oil. Hold on. It's probably better if I look at it in this mode. $10 to $25 to $50 heavy oil. Oh. Okay. It is a better option. It does require a bit of a kickstart with heavy oil, but I could get both the heavy oil and the steam from sulfuric acid. So on this planet, I could just go from here into two of these. To turn a bunch of sulfur and coal and calcite into oil and gas. That's interesting. Was that... Here we go. Yes, I can only do sulfur to steam on this planet. Okay. So I would need steam another way on other planets. You can turn steam into water. You can do this on other planets, but I don't see a reason to do that quite yet. So, for potential expansion purposes, we can skip up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll just leave some space here just in case. And then we will grab that wall. If I just do it all the way up here, give myself plenty of room. Why not? Bunch of theoretical room. And then... well, that's probably worth wondering as well. Ooh, it doesn't quite fit with that. But it does still leave enough room to where I could jump it, couldn't I? Yes, it does. Okay. So it still leaves enough room. Okay. So I can redesign that later if need be. So let's just go here. All the way over here for now. So I guess this chunk going this way and this way are going to be for belting around. We might turn up here at some point or go horizontal here. Alright, we'll figure stuff out later, but for now I need to get stuff over here. So the easiest way for me to get this here is going to be this to this. We don't have molten either of these going either way at the moment. So I want this to go... if I send it down, I want at least two in between, so... maybe I should set it up just so I can see. Okay. I have an idea where that's going. And then... hold on, let's... it's gonna help with that. Alright. these are my buffer rooms. Okay. Without anything fancy, this is what all of these do. We don't have any blue chips yet, so we'll just ignore that for the moment. That there. Okay. All right. Okay, and then we'll go right here for now, and then this is where things get a little trickier because I've got this in the way. Combinators. Okay, hold on a second. What else is missing? We have stone being made somewhere. We have that being made somewhere. We have that being made somewhere. It's just being slow because I don't have enough robots. Which you're being slow because you don't have enough of this. And you're slow because you don't have enough batteries. You're slow because you don't have enough copper. And you're probably being slow because... Where are my copper plates? That's the only place I'm making copper plates. Okay, so that's the only place where I'm making copper plates. And they're all in passive provide. Okay. So what we need is... Right? Nowhere to grab there. Okay, right here's a spot I can grab. Grab that. We'll just have you grab a bunch. Alright, and then hopefully that helps that out. Alright then. This took me a lot of effort. I don't... Did it take a lot of effort? Can I just move this? God, hold on. At the very least, just in case. Let's just step out from here. Go right here. We're going to do this. Let's change this to this one. Yeah. Let's put it into... Why are you green? Are you green because that's the last thing I selected? Yes, okay. So now that I have that saved, at least I can remove that if need be. Make turning up here a lot easier. That might help. Maybe it'd be helpful if I get the fluids up here first. And, of course, I didn't mark which pipe was supposed to be for which. Silly me. I need those. Okay, so... Okay. What are you connected to? You're powering that. You're powering this light. You were connected to that and this? Okay, so let's cut you. I need to make this a little easier to see. You were connected to that. You were powering that. Okay. We can... cut that out. So this is going to be sulfuric acid. So... let's cut the... Hold on. Okay, so this is lava. So let's get this going down here. Okay. Okay, so what we can do here is we can... and lava. Pipeline extent is pretty high, so let's go up to here. And right here, we're gonna put this. Here. Okay. This might also be the case for... Ooh. Hold on. Let's put that here first. I can line that up like that for now. Okay. And then now let's get the sulfur down. You can go a little further. Let's go here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now sulfur's going up there. What's going on over here? Everything's... You're out of fuel. No, 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 that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem. Where's the pipelines? So gray, right here. Why do you stop? Okay. And then gray this way. Because you're a pump. Okay. That's a problem. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Alright. So that might help with that. Right. I need to see if we have pumps here. No, we do not have pumps at all. Okay. We are making pump jacks. Okay. So, back over here to our chaotic mess. You are going to produce pumps. Okay, you are short because of robot frames. You are short because of batteries. Batteries are short because of iron issues. Okay, probably just need to grab iron somewhere like we did over there. Is there a good spot to just reach over and grab a bunch of iron? Probably. This one's probably... Honestly, I could probably just rip it out of here. Okay. Okay, and then we probably need... How fast is this? Not fast enough, probably. Blue chips need more red circuits, which are... I have plenty of them, but... Again, we're in that process of... We don't have enough logistic bots. Which needs flying frames, which needs battery. Okay. So we're kind of stuck in a loop there. So, we got... Sulfur up. Okay, so... As pretty as this is, I did save this. Yes, gun loop. Okay. You are gonna go away. Bye-bye. Okay, now as that does that, we're also going to cut this. In fact, we can probably cut all of this all the way up to here. Same with this one. Same with all of this as well. We got you taken care of and you taken care of. Okay. I will just wait for a moment as we pick up a bunch of stuff we don't need. Okay. We're missing hazard concrete. Yeah, why are we... Is it called hazard concrete? It is called hazard concrete. Because we're missing concrete. We're missing concrete because of iron ore. There's probably an okay. Concrete from molten iron. Okay. So we do make that, which needs bricks. And this is... How fast does this produce? 6 per second? Okay. Current productivity. Hold on, it's this key? Yes. Current productivity is 50%. Okay. Let's add 3 of those, 1 of those. That offsets the speed. Gives me more productivity per stone brick. I think I'm making all those. There's the productivity, there's the speed 2s. Okay. Yep, there we go. 6.72 overall. 68%. Okay, and then there's stone, which is... Huh. And this is too slow. This is okay. And then what am I using this stone for? I'm using the stone for making this concrete and making walls. Okay, well, sorry, buddy. But you're not needed anymore. You can go... You can go... You can go, and all of you can go. Are you requesting everything you need? Yes, okay. So, you, you. Actually, that seems excessive. Hold on a second. Can I... No, just speed. Okay. Yeah, okay. Stone bricks still aren't producing enough, so I need way more stone bricks. a second. So let's input priority on the left side. Ah, this is not set up well at all. Yes. Not set up well at all. Okay. What's coming from this way? More stone on occasion? Right. Right. It might be better if I just filter out stone. Yep. Control C. This is just getting worse and worse as I do this. There's request stone that's in the system. We don't have any. Okay. You go there. I could put productivity in these. How do you get so much? I guess. Okay, so over here we have it prioritize. We do have a prioritized stone. And of course everything is consumed up. You're requesting robots. Yes, so you are set to enable if Z is ever less than 50, and you enable if X is ever less than 50, and you're the one waiting for logistics. Okay. Yep, okay. Okay, so that's running again. Those are constantly working. This grabs anything that gets through that isn't stone. Okay, so let's just grab you. Throw you over here for now. Then we're gonna grab you up to here. We're gonna put you here, throw another few down here. We're gonna grab you. Okay. That might help a little bit. We'll see. Okay, this is cleaned up. So we want stone, speaking of stone, in this line. Okay. So, why didn't you go away? I missed you. Okay, so stone. From here to here. Okay, so that's stone. Then we need coal. Got it. Coal goes here. Tungsten ore. We do not have tungsten ore yet, so I need to get this from here all the way over to here. Okay. Let's just take it all the way over here and just go backwards through everything. Well, that's a problem. Alright, let's make sure everything else got through just fine. Alright, doesn't look like there's any issues all the way up to there. Okay, just right here. Okay. Okay, and so that should eventually be... tungsten ore. And then the next is... calcite. Okay. Then I want steel. Hold on. Let's cut you back a little bit. I could make this a little prettier like this. Okay. Now, let's see how this stuff is going. This is certainly processing slightly more, slightly less. This is filtering out stone entirely before it even gets down to this point. So we don't need this, this. Or this, or this, or this. Let's, alright, just wait a little bit there. Oh, that also means we don't need this. So we can do all that. Alright. Since this occasionally kicks out stone, we can just send you up this way and do that. And so we won't need this stuff here, any of that, or that. We don't even need that. No, we don't need this either. over here, it prioritizes input of stone. However, this doesn't produce as much stone as I would like it to, because the output is full. Yeah, hold on. Let me just Output's 27 if it's at full force. If at full force, it'll produce 27 stone a second. So I need to consume not just from the copper, but also from one of this. And the best place to do that would probably be the gears, because there's just so many of them. So this goes this way, and then okay. I think the best way to deal with this would be to go here, leave lots of room here, lots of room here. Cut this and this. Put this here. From here to here. And here to here. Do that. And then do that. I wonder if that'll fix or help with the issue. What was this doing? Oh, this occasionally just throws a tank onto the line. Yeah, as long as that, it requests one of those and then just throws it in. Because I am trying to produce tanks, and you need steel. You're not taking in steel because you have an output signal, because you have more than 7 tanks and there's no one to grab it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so there goes the copper. And there goes gears. Okay, I didn't accidentally mess anything up over here this time. And then the trash line is doing well. Okay. This seems completely pointless. So close that up. Okay. Now, we wanted steel on the bottom here. Steel. Then we want gears. And then plates. Excellent. That's a nice, easy turn. Okay. Now for plastics. Okay. Let's do this. And then we can almost do this, so... Oop, no. Let's not do that. I want this button here, here. Here to here. Okay. Now we want that sweet dual line of my tungsten objects here. Great. And then we will want, hold on. Hold on, this is hard to see. Okay. So green is going on the inner side here. Okay. That's easy enough. This one goes here. Okay. 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 Now, I'm not getting a lot of red belts because of, again, probably the logistics drone issue, isn't it? So we need more of those, which means, okay, so now we got enough of these. We just need you to go here and here, just in case. We'll put you here. Okay. Yep. Okay. I am ripping out you, and I am ripping out you. We are producing more stone now. Technically don't need it to go this way, but I'm not fixing that right now. You're refilling the belts, that's good. Okay. So, we need... Okay. Let's shift you slightly over so I don't have to get rid of anything there. Okay, there those go. All right. Excellent. Flowing forward. Okay. Let's check out all this stuff is doing. You're doing excellent over there. Oh, we're not producing a lot of that. 6 per second? I think everything is a low enough throughput to where this isn't an issue. We got plenty of space to expand later. We're actually starting to hit the point where we're not fast enough. Did that say low power? Yes, it did. Okay. So we need... So we need a bunch more power. How much is this producing? Hold on. You are connected to steam, which is coming from here. There's more than enough steam. There's just water. Okay. I should help with that. Yeah, because I kicked the foundries on, probably. Maybe some accumulators would be good to have. I've got room back here to stick some. Where are you? Oh, you're in here. Store some excess power until we... just in case. Okay. We're not even pulling all the sulfuric acid out. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about the potential risk of this. We can cut you. You need an output. Although I should be sinking some of the excess stone, shouldn't I? Okay, hold on a second. So let's do this and this and have you prioritize an output to the left. And you prioritize input. Well, yes, prioritize input from the left. Okay. And then we will do this. We will do this. We will do cut these. Okay, so that way we have a continual flow going here. Okay, and then it still prioritizes that. You're waiting till there's a gap to drop a tank. Actually, it might actually be difficult for you to drop a tank now. Yeah. Okay. So we need. Oop. Nope, that's not what I want. Over there. Whoa. We don't have any view yet. I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. All right. Ah, nice, beautiful. Can clear out some of these pacing lines. Okay. And that is, in fact. Yep, a reset. Okay, good. Okay. And from year to year, clear all that out. You can start clearing that out if you can get access to it, and all of that. Okay. So, I guess the question now is how to start organizing this. Because we're mainly going to be producing... Oh, that's not in the... Hold on. Okay. So we need to start producing. This one might be the first one I do, because it needs that molten copper. I also need to make the plates. It's also the fewest buildings. I guess the question is where do I ultimately set up sites? How many labs do I want? Okay, so how many sciences do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna drop in the ones from. We're gonna need these from space eventually. Here. Trash anything that's unrequested. I think we need more. A few more charging ports over here. these four provide 2.4 a second. Really? Thought they were faster than that. And they have a mining speed of 2.5. Oh. Mining time. Does anything else have mining time changes on here? What about this stuff? Ah. Okay, so I'm guessing mining time means 5 times longer. Okay. But I don't think my logistic drones could handle more miners at the moment anyways. Yeah, they can barely keep up with this very slow demand at the moment. I'm making... So hazard concrete's being made over here. Just needs concrete, which I'm making over here, which needs molten iron. Okay. Molten iron is not coming through because there's no demand for anything that's making. This is the molten iron that's coming all the way through for plates. Yep. It can't drop off its stone. Right, right. That would be a problem. That would be a problem, wouldn't it? Okay. So from here to here to here to here. To here. That might help with that. Do some more molten iron and then we're also hitting a throughput limitation down here, I think. Yeah, okay. A few more. I also add one here. Okay. What's going on? Was there a fiery tree? Okay. So this, I think I want to so let's say we feed a science back to this area, so I will ultimately need an amount of science. So I'm going to have effort loss count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, plus that, which will be 8. So that's 4 belts worth. So let's do my temporary work here. Doing 4 belts. Okay. Now let me think. So from the first belt, I can grab from here and here. I can grab the second belt here and here, so you can each grab. Now you need to grab the far belt. So I could do, but eventually I need to grab the very far belt. So I could do okay, let me think for a moment. Let's not concern ourselves with this portion. So the left belt, this belt. I could do it right here. And do that and that. But you need to grab from the very far belt. And the best I could do right now is this. Potentially. Or okay, hold on a second. What if this went up a little bit further? And this went up to here, and this went up to, well, a little further. Because if I put this here, I could this and this. I would do this. No, that doesn't look like it'll work very well. So if I went down here, jumped over here, I could. Then how would I do the same for the other side? Okay, so let's. Hold on, first of all, you need to go in the correct direction. Same with you. Let's see, there's definitely a way I could do this. There's also this upper portion here. So if I were to, how far out can you go? So you can go all the way up to here. And if I were to do this, brought you down to here, brought you here, brought you out to here, brought you out to there. Almost. It almost works. Hold on. Okay, so we have this one here and this one here, so we can what would I want to do about this? So if I were to jump this as far as possible, I could have so we're gonna have 8 sizes on here, so I need at least, so I can't like half send it over. I also got to be careful about crossing underground tunnels. I could also set it on the outside here, potentially. Okay. So let's say my end goal is to get about here and here for insertion. I need this belt over here, this belt over here. There's another option where I go here, here, put that there. If I did that, I could have that there. But I wouldn't be able to do the same over here on this side for it. No. I'm also going to need room for... What if I design this with a different goal in mind? How many sciences are there in total? 1, 2. You are not showing me all the sciences. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus 1 spoil line. So if I take this into consideration, I could go 1, 2, 3. And then I could is there... Well, that's interesting. Okay. I don't see any requirements for this to be on a planet. I'd always put them up into space. What about... Okay, this one requires specifically novice. It looks like. Where's that? Crafting surface conditions. Okay. Construction. Oh, okay. There we go. That's, I think, what I'm looking at. Crafting. Construction. Okay. Construction. Okay. So this can only be built on Novice. This can only be crafted on Vulcanus. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That is good to know. Okay. That's potentially a future issue. Well, let's consider the ground level thing. So, that would get all of the belts. Yep. Okay, and then we could easily stick that there. Hold on. Let's close that. Control C. We want to flip like that. No, hold on a second. There's something I want. There is. Would I want active providers to get rid of this spoilage? Because it's gonna. That agriculture science looks like it's gonna spoil eventually. If I. Would I want to bring it here? Hold on. What requires. Is there anything that requires both agriculture? Aquilo does. Also electromagnetic. Magnetic, so that'll probably be researched on Novice. Looking. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. I will assume, because I can also use this as a research area, so let's put would I want an active provider, or because I don't have the stuff to just endlessly burn it yet. Probably get that once I go to Gleba. So let's stick with passive. So we'll put one there and there. Okay, yeah, this is the part I was a little worried about. There's not a lot of room for it. Okay. This fits nicely into this area. What about the lights? Yes, I could drop out you for there, you for there. Put the lights at opposite angles. Put passive providers here, yep, and here. And then here it is. Use filters. We only want you to take out, where would it be? Spoilage. Yep, that one takes out. Okay. And that one takes out. Okay. So then right Here we'd want you to jump that, and right here we'd want you to jump that. Right here you jump this, and then right here you would jump. Okay. Okay. And then we would take this out. Okay. And if we take this out, it's tileable, right? Yes. And it will connect to the other areas. There's space for a little bit more stuff, so what else could I fit in here that might be useful? Not a lot, actually. Oh, I'll probably want speed, efficiency, or productivity. That is an interesting thing. How much power does this use? 60 kilowatts, but this will increase it by a good amount. So I could offset that while getting some productivity, or I can maximize productivity. I think productivity is the way to go. Is that the way I want to go? Get extra research every so often? Yeah, let's go with productivity. Okay. Now this would just be a column as is at the current space. Okay, so we would also need to mark those. So if we just mark them by science type, be in here. Okay, so you'd want automation and logistics, or no, I want it from this side. Because if I mirror this, so that way that can share the same. Ooh. No, it actually can't share the belt. Oh, it can share the belt like this. You could share it in this fashion. Over here, it could also share in the same fashion. Okay, so it could share this way or that way. So over here, I want red and green. Over here, I would want white. And this Prometheum science. Over here, I want military and blue science. Over here, I want metallurgic and agriculture. Where is it? This one? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. If I put it on the inside, that might be better. Yeah, so if I put... Okay, so let's change you to electromagnetic. And that means you on the inside will be agriculture and cryogenic. And over here, that means production and utility. Because this means I can go here. Hold on a second. You actually need to go through. Which means I can have you go from here. Put another passive provider here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that way you can grab spoilage from here. Okay. Okay, we're still missing some hazard concrete. That's okay. That's okay. But then, if we go like this... Hold on. I'm going to include these as spacers. If I do this and I go like this now, I can put this here, or I can put this here. And then do whatever logistical nightmare I need to do below it to make it fit. Okay. Let's save this. General research. Set up for red belts, that's probably fine. Include the tile? No, let's not include the tiles. We don't want to snap to grid. Okay. And then we'll put them in production. So now I can take this and decide where I'm ultimately going to do this. So I'm thinking we started up here. Yeah, I think here is a good spot. So here, here, here. Neat. Okay, now where is it? Are you clear? You are clear. Okay. Control X, grab you. Let's bring you up over here. I want you to go right here, here. Then I want you... Oh, don't need that much space. Let's put down some more hazard concrete. Okay. Because we'll probably get our white signs from here and get it fed in through these 2 points. And then we'll figure out the logistics nightmare of this as we go. So the first thing I want to make is... Ugh. We'll figure out that logistics nightmare in a while. Okay. We've got a bunch of stuff on me. So let's walk over here for a moment. Okay. Let's go from here to here. Okay, so let's assume these sciences are going to come through here and go up, and then our space sciences are going to come out of here and then come up from this way. So our space-based advanced sciences right here are going to go over there somewhere. Now we're doing them in sets, so where's my green? Green's right here, so that makes sense. We're doing blue and black together. And then we're doing yellow and purple together. Okay. Is 3 chunks of space enough for each of them? Or do I want to do them vertically going up? Bring up the stuff I need. We can jump this, right? Not that far. We can go that far. Okay. So we can bring the logistic belts we need for this particular thing up or down from here. Same thing over here. So let's just do this. Let's give that some spacing here. Let's put that there. Okay, let's grab all of those. There. Grab those. And put them there. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about this is that, okay, we can put some of this stuff here. So let's put you there. We don't have coverage over here, so I guess the question is, how many of these do I want? So right now that is 6. Let's start off with a measure of 12. And we'll put you here for now. Okay. Let's cut you to you there off. Just to make sure we have a good amount here. You. Okay. Get nice and organized over here. Okay. So for core components, we need 4 items. Okay. set this up. Let's assume 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. For this one, the only one we have coming in at the moment is this one, so we're going to need a lot more to set that one up. Same with this one. So I guess we'll work on this one first. Ooh. So, and then of course also I want to get the nightmare that is all of these. So okay, so we know that these ones are going to come in from this direction. And these ones are going to come from... I don't think I want it to line up perfectly like that. I think that's what I want to do. Because we'll set up something over here eventually, and we can have the production of this over here. We can eventually set up rocket silos to send stuff like this up. Probably need way more than this to supply other planets. Okay. Oh, it's almost noon. Oh, and I've been at this for 2 hours. I think I've made decent progress today. How is that logistics spot problem going? Need reds. Hold on. Let's make sure we hit the right buttons. So we have a lack of red circuits, which I'm pulling from over here at the moment. Well, there's plenty being made. So I have an issue of, let me guess, the good old, oh, we're actually starting to build up a backlog here. So we are starting to build up a backlog of available logistics spots. That's good. That's good. So this will slowly start working its way through, which that's good. That's good. Electric engines seem to be my hiccup at the moment over in this section, which I am making, not over here in this, is it in this nightmare? There's engines, which is definitely woefully inadequate. Oh, there it is. It's just very, very slow. Okay. I know how to fix that. You. Still plenty of power. 90 megajoules. That's probably not enough of a backup. Okay. Put those down. Okay. So we're up to just shy of 50 hours. All right. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you in the next session. Bye-bye.